What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lead in, bitch. I'm here with Danny and Chase. Sammy cannot be here, unfortunately. We're going to talk about the Real Housewives
Her.
Girls Trip, episode 6, and what seems to be the finale. I thought we had eight episodes. They gave us 7. I will say, I mean, it's better to end it while it's going than just drag it out. So I ain't too mad. But Danny and Chase, how y'all doing today?
Good. How about you?
I'm
I'm
blessed. You know,
doing well,
I
thank
got a
you.
flight to catch in 2 hours. So, but I want to get this out. Of course, I didn't want to not do this because I mean we committed to it. So don't do it. And you saw how you doing, Chase? I'm sorry to cut you off.
I said I'm doing well. I'm doing good.
You just got off work.
I did. I'm tired.
I'm still technically at work, so I hope that that's why I don't let any of my coworkers follow me. I don't
Yeah.
send it on my blog because if they did, they can find out that sometimes I be filming while I'm working, but it's all cool. I'm still working. Blah, blah. Got my press on. Nonetheless, before we get
Come on.
started, I see we have a few people in the chat. Let us know you're here. Of course, don't forget to hit the thumbs up to like this video, support the channel. It's getting close to the Christmas and holiday season, child. So we ain't been putting out as many videos as we was, but honey, we need a break too. I ain't gonna lie. It gets to be a lot. I enjoy it, but it gets to be a lot. So outside of this, all we have right now is Salt Lake City, which I'm okay with because as we mentioned, was it last Monday? We won't be doing Portia's show. The girls are not here for Portia's show. It's sad, but I'll be watching it. Maybe I'll come back when that little situation happened on the trip. But
With the
I don't know.
fight.
Huh?
Because I want to know who the hell was fighting.
I want to know
I,
what's like. Right.
I still haven't watched one episode, but I need to.
Yeah. And then OC, I am into OC this season, but I don't know a lot about their pre-history. So I don't feel comfortable doing shit I don't like. I mean, I'm starting things I don't know about because I see a lot of YouTubers out there talking about stuff they don't know about. And it's like, it's just not the same. And same with Miami. So we'll see. Hey, Demisio, let's get into episode 6.
Well, Miami's easy to catch up on. It's only 3 seasons if you wanted to.
Ooh,
And
child.
you can totally skip season 1.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because it's a complete reboot and a revamp. It's not the same at all. So
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll see. But why they just didn't call it? Well, I guess this is the 5th season. Why did it say season 1? I don't know. They could do something like that. That's what I would have did. Demisio says, love the reboot of OC. But it's a
it is
reboot.
good.
You gotta know you should know some of them girls, I feel like. Like I know in and out, but I don't know them like that,
Yeah.
Chase, you know OC. So
I do.
I feel like Chase knows OC, Jamie knows OC, and
Antonio.
So maybe they can lean in without me. I give them the password to the account and they can get in and lean in without me. And then y'all can have a show.
Look at you.
I'm okay with that, actually.
What?
I'm okay with that. So let's talk about this episode 6. So in episode 5, I think it was just myself, Chase, and Sammy. Danny, you went here last week and we talked about situation. The last thing in it was Cynthia being late for Teresa's spaghetti and meatball dinner, as Kyle called it. And she had some words for Ramona.
Well, couldn't it be as grand as her lasagna?
She blamed basically Ramona. And Ramona, at that time didn't take any responsibility, accountability. We talked about that. And so in this episode, you got, Kyle and Melissa. This is day 6, which is like the second to the last day. And Melissa and Kyle kind of feels like Cynthia was reaching. Now, they didn't say that at the table, but like, what are your thoughts on that, Danny? Since you weren't here last week, do you think that?
Well, I was in the chat. I had
You were, but it's not the same.
I had so, previous. So I just felt like they're in the same house. I know everybody says, pay the girl now, Ramona. The girl needed to get her money from Ramona before she left. But even if she would have went to Cynthia, do her, and then come back to Ramona wasn't leaving. They had a show to film and they had a scene to film.
Yeah,
she could have. But I also see the other side. I paid for my service. I did my service, gave my money now. So I get both sides. But I don't think that should have caused Cynthia to be so late. I just don't. Start it yourself. I mean, when she got to the table, I haven't seen Cynthia be glammed up the whole trip regardless.
Oh, wow.
So
I mean, she just been giving, like I said, a little fortune teller. That's all.
Now she did look nice the last episode. I liked what she had on. Like it was a big improvement to me what she wore.
With the stuff on her face or the last?
No, the last episode.
Okay.
No, the stuff on her face.
Dollar Shade, Tiani, the shade. As we
Her
call
and Ramona
it.
had the same thing. I mean, we skip it around, but I love that Kenya was like, "Girl, nobody wants diamonds on their face."
And then boom,
And-
Cynthia come
Showed
on.
up
It's
with
Cynthia.
Cynthia. I hold it and I holler, baby. I tell you right now, down to this thing. Listen, but see what you're saying, Danny, is what I have the issue with. It is that no matter how you slice it, Ramona has poor behavior, and for me to say, Cynthia, you should have just went ahead and did your third thizzle and got your hair, your makeup done, or whatever, just came down and did it yourself. That is another way that they excuse Ramona's behavior, and I am after this episode. I'm glad the show is over because I'm sick of them excusing her behavior. So while in theory it sounds good, yes, I should have just went ahead and did my little bang, cut my little bang, and tripped my little thing, and went on down to the Biscotto dinner. No, the bitch should have paid her bill and actually be able to get my stuff.
Well, I only say that she should have did her lashes stuff because that's how she looked all the whole season.
I mean,
anyway.
I get it.
Yeah.
I was more so talking about what the girls were saying. Like, I don't like that shit.
No, I do get what you say though, because it is basically again, Ramona is getting a pass for being Ramona. And
but you know what? Think about it. Okay, so if you think from the girls, yes, but from the makeup artist or glam girl, from her perspective, she don't know Ramona. Now they did say that Ramona has a past of being, rude to the staff and stuff like that. So that's one factor. But this girl just met Ramona like a day or two ago. So unless this happened 2 days before, it's like, how was she? Like, I kind of agree with Danny on the sense, like we said last week, that she should have kind of just went on to the next person. Because like Ramona said, I'm not going anywhere. We're gonna be here 2 more days. She has to get glam that day. But I don't know. That's neither here nor there. So let's talk about Cynthia. So Cynthia, at this point, she feels very much so alone. She feels left out. She said she wanted to go have avocado toast with them. I thought that was I was like, oops, Cynthia, I know what you're saying. But how do y'all feel about Cynthia right now? Because Cynthia, I mean, me personally, she kind of did it to herself. We talked about this a while back, and I just feel like on a trip, you don't want to be known as that person that got the funk attitude. Like, regardless of what's going on, you got to shake it. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about you. And when you kind of have that funk attitude, who's going to want to be around you? Whether you're right or wrong, I just feel like she could have shook out of it. But go ahead.
So I guess the question I'll pose is, we've all said it. Cynthia has drained the energy out of every room.
Yeah.
She's been a Debbie Downer, all that. Okay, yeah. That's fine. But yet again, all of them are still making an effort and making the effort to get to know Ramona, who's shown much worse behavior than Cynthia. So it's just like, yes, Cynthia's being a Debbie Downer, but she hasn't insulted y'all. She hasn't constantly tore up every party, made it about her, made a spectacle of everyone. So I mean, it's just, I was on the yes, Cynthia's a Debbie Downer, and she is. That hasn't changed. But it's just like they're making a big deal about Cynthia doing that, but still wanting to get Ramona a chance, making excuses for her doing this, that, and the third. So it's kind of just to me.
I said a couple of episodes back, when you're the only sane person on the island full of crazy, they make you look like you crazy. And I think that's what, in my opinion, is really going on. Yes, she is a Buzz Killington and a Debbie Downer and all of those things. But at the end of the day, when you look at right and you look at wrong, again, the way that they prop one up and condemn someone else for doing way less than the person that they're propping up, it doesn't add up. Danny hit the nail on the head perfectly for me for that.
And I wonder if with Cynthia that's happening because they didn't expect it from her. They expected her to be a bunch of fun and all that, and they were already prepared mentally for Ramona's behavior. So maybe with Cynthia's, they caught them, off guard. But I don't know.
I see. I get both sides. I just think that I think there's a difference. Like, I think they are obviously over Ramona, but at the same time, Ramona, she making spaz out and do what she's doing, but going to talk to her, you're not going to get a cold personality. I feel like Cynthia's like just everything she's spitting out. Like, Ramona's being nasty, maybe a little mean, but Cynthia is just like in moments that are like just fun when there's not any drama. She's just like spent like the whole thing on Melissa about in that moment she was trying to take up for more so Kenya, but it was just you know what I'm talking about, like last episode when she was on the boat and she was talking about like we all interrupt each other and say yeah things like that. I feel like with her, it's just like she just comes off kind of cold. Ever since that,
Yeah.
what's it called? That game,
The
her game happened.
Bailey shit.
It's been very
The
like,
the Bailey Q.
and then
Something. I knew it
it's
was
like
something.
now she's trying to turn it around, but
It's
she's
too
trying to
late.
turn it around. But it's like they said, you got 2 days left. Like at this point, there's nothing
Nobody
else to
cares.
feel. Sorry.
I will say if I was on that trip, I would have made sure it was 2 groups. Cynthia and Ramona gone to do your thing, and be me and the rest of the girls doing our own. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, y'all do that to the people.
What you mean?
I
Or
wouldn't have
you
wanted to
getting
be
on
around Cynthia for being a Debbie Downer, and I would have been
I don't
want to be
like
because
I don't like kids
every
on trips.
single every
either.
single every single time there was drama, Ramona was at the center of it, like 99.999% of the time. So I know you say that whenever there wasn't drama, Cynthia was still killing the mood, but the other half of the time it was Ramona killing the mood. So I mean, it was still equal to me. I would rather have dealt with Cynthia's Debbie Downerish because I could have tuned her out versus Ramona ruining everything and stealing every moment and just hijacking it and making a drunken mess. You don't know what's about to happen. That's
Ramona
just
would have
me.
got fault. No shade. Ramona would have got fault. She is
Ramona
very
would have
lucky.
been Ramona wouldn't have been on one of the little rubber rafts heading back to the shore
So then Ramona does apologize to Cynthia, even though she
again.
says in her confessional that she doesn't really feel like she did anything wrong, but she didn't say that to her face. So I was like, thank God she didn't say that. But they basically so there's another conversation between Luann, Melissa, and Teresa. And in the conversation, they talk about Ramona being lonely. Now they weren't using it as an excuse for her behavior, or at least that's what Melissa said. But she said that basically it was she feels bad. And so, do you think that is a reason or an excuse at all, or no? How y'all feel?
Go ahead, Chase. You go first.
It's an excuse. Is that another excuse? Yes, she is lonely. Let's figure out why she's lonely. Her fucking behavior. Next.
Okay.
And again, I hate to compare apples and oranges,
Mhm.
but again, if you can sit there and think that Luann is going through something, isn't it? They were able to see that Kenya was going through something. Why people can't see? Well, dang, Cynthia's not herself. Is she going through something too? Like again, it's just like Ramona
Yeah.
keeps getting that white woman privilege. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
I agree. I mean, I don't like I said, I don't know New York like that. So when I heard, I was like, oh, okay, whatever she got about to go home to. But I mean, if it is because of, I wouldn't be surprised if it was because of her behavior. I mean, look at her.
Absolutely.
It seems like she has a gentle side, especially when it comes to John, because she's so like John. And
That's her horny side.
I don't even think it's horny. I think that's part of her not want to be alone. I think that's her like.
She does not want to be alone.
She does not want to be alone, but unfortunately, she doesn't know how to stop driving people away. It seems like.
You can also tell she's nervous when she speaks. She always talks so fast, and it's just something hard to understand Ramona.
That's a part of her story arc over the years. Just like, since her husband got caught in that affair, that long-standing affair she just has not been able to keep a man. And so, yes, while we are sad that someone is alone and lonely, at the end of the day, if you don't want to be sad, alone, and lonely, then you need to figure out why you're sad, alone, and lonely. And you have, great for you, you have 13 years of footage that you can rewind and figure out where you went wrong in life.
Right.
I should be her therapist. See this scene? Example number one. This scene. Example
on the clips I've seen, she'd be watching. So after that, they basically are heading on a little like a beach excursion or whatever, and they get in the car ride. I thought it was interesting because we know all these celebrities, B, C, D list, whatever celebrities have Cameo. But Luann expressed her little how much I guess she makes a lot of money from Cameo. And I kind of like that they showed that because I mean, I always see those cameos, but if she making 6 figures, Luann, I mean, I've seen Karen on Cameo, I've seen Phaedra on Cameo. I wonder, like, I didn't make a lot of money. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting what Luann said. She said, "I'd rather do it for cheap and have volume," and that's smart because it doesn't cost her anything to do it.
But that's smarter for a lot of things. Like I was like, Ken, is that not common sense, girl? Why would you go up?
Who's going to pay $200 to have Luann do a cameo for them? But I got these hot $25 to see her make an ass and saying money can't buy you class to Cortez for his birthday. You get what I'm saying? So like it
Please
makes
don't do that for my
total.
birthday.
Oh, I'm just saying, like hypothetically, you can send it for me for mine. I love that. But like Ramona accidentally screenshotted and posted her bank account and
I saw
posted
that.
it. Her Cameo bank account. It was like 6 figures. Like they are pop culture icons. We have to admit it.
Yeah.
And I don't think Ramona's is accidental either, but that's another story.
That was accidentally. I mean,
so in the other car, Cynthia does admit that she's jealous. Do you think she should have said that? Do you think it made for any company? Do you think it was valuable for her to admit that on day 5 that she was jealous, or what do y'all think?
grow up.
I appreciated her being honest. I can't lie, and maybe it would have shed some light to the other girls as to why she was taken with, it's so hard with Kenya. But at the same time, it would have also made me look at her like, girl, what? Like this is 7 days. You're going back home with her. Like,
yeah, that's
grow
true.
up. Like I get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody's like, "Oh, okay, my dog kicking it with whoever this is." Oh, okay, bitch. Your
I
little
would be
friend
like,
over
let me
there.
take this time to go befriend somebody else, so we could.
Yeah. Oh, you want to
I
do
can
that?
make a new friend too.
But
I was surprised.
Leslie, she said that she was friends with Melissa. She felt. I mean, do you think it had something to do with Melissa? Because she said she felt like she was close with Melissa before the trip, and then Kenya's close. I don't know, Chad. It's weird.
I was surprised her and Luann weren't closer because she was actually in Luann's wedding. They had been friends, like real legit friends for years. And it didn't Cynthia and Luann, and it didn't feel like they were.
You look at the footage, Kenya kind of took Luann too.
Oh yeah.
She did.
But if I look at, like, sometimes I feel the word friend is just tossed so loosely these days, especially with them, they think it's because of the show they're because like she says, by her and Melissa, like her and Melissa was meeting for the first time, the way they acted.
Yeah, that's why it didn't seem like Cynthia knew anybody but Kenya.
And that's weird because, like I said, she was in that lady's wedding. But the way that they throw that word friend around, like, girl, I've only known you for 20 minutes.
Yes,
you're a 20-minute girl.
A 50-year-old woman being jealous, girl, but I'm 42 and more mature than Cynthia.
Come on, 42. I see you. Me too.
Yes. You 42
exactly.
too.
Grow up.
I'm 42.
Yes, 42 to be
42
exact.
to be exact.
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, we won't go there, but
Oh, our favorite and Nene. So then they get past the car. Well, actually, in the same car ride, Melissa does tell Cynthia that Kenya said to her that she was jealous. What did she say? She said something to her that what Kenya said. Basically, kind of threw Cynthia under the bus. And go ahead.
Yeah, she said. Melissa said, "Well, it's funny. Cynthia told me that you were jealous of me and her becoming friends." Yeah, so she kind of
confirmed what the hell Cynthia just said. I was confused.
But Cynthia got mad.
I was confused why she was.
I thought she was gonna be like, "Okay, this confirms like I've been feeling." She got mad when she heard it. It's like, girl, really what?
Yeah, she had mad. I didn't understand. I was like, didn't you just say you
understand why she got mad at her?
I thought she said she was jealous of how Cynthia was acting about Kenya becoming so close to Kyle. In her mind, she said, "I never said Melissa. I said Kyle." But I swear I heard her. She made it, and she said in confessionals about Melissa. But she said it in the confessional about Melissa by name.
I don't know. It was confusing.
She was so mad. She didn't know who the hell she was mad at.
What she mad at? She was mad. Them little braids started popping out. I said, "Ooh, Cynthia, she about to start." No, wait a minute.
With that long ET finger.
Well, can we just talk?
Go ahead.
The photo shoot.
That's what I was gonna say. So the photo shoot was like, I mean, well, go ahead.
It was so sad to me that Cynthia was a supermodel, and the only person she posed better than was Ramona.
I mean,
everybody else tore her up.
I don't know, because Cynthia gave us that on the stair step. I was confused, like, girl, this is a beach, elongate your body. I don't know, do something.
I'm not giving Kyle nothing over nobody, honey. That's not gonna happen.
Well, no, Kyle didn't do it.
Kyle looked good.
Wait, we're not talking about the promotional photo shoot. We're talking about the photo shoot in the
water. Yeah,
Kyle did that one.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
did she?
No. She said I don't like my swimsuit outside.
She did say that. Yeah.
No, she didn't do it. She didn't like. And then I'm learning more and more. Kyle is definitely a little bit insecure with her body. I mean, you can tell. I never seen this before, honestly, until now. This season, it really has shown me that she really is, and it's interesting because I would never saw that for her, but it makes you really believe what she said, unless she was just saying that to add to.
Well, she was also finally around women with curves and hips. She's not used to that in her franchise. They're all pretty box shaped, so with the exception of,
Garcelle shaped like a box too, child.
JT List said she said on the boat as well when Ken asked her to take a picture at 56.
Yeah, see, I know she did.
Okay, I do remember that. Yeah. I don't know, child. I'm not sure, but like Miss John said, grow up, Cynthia. So then they do the paddle boats and the little rowboats, and Kenya playfully tries to knock Ramona off the damn boat thingy.
Allegedly.
And I forgot somebody had an issue with that. Was it Kyle? Somebody was like kind of like upset about that.
It was Kyle, Teresa, or Melissa, one of them.
I feel like it was Kyle or Melissa, one of the two, because they seem to be like this.
I think it was Melissa.
I think it was Melissa.
It's interesting because Melissa got a lot to say behind Kenya, and they supposed to be so close, but it's interesting. Ramona and Luann talk. Now, Chase, since you watch New York, you watch New York too, right, Danny? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so since both of y'all watch New York, how did y'all feel about the talk? Because it seemed like Luann was like, I never done anything to you before. And Ramona was like, it's trying to be, I guess she was apologizing, but if they have so much history, it seems it's like, is this something that was worth talking about on this show? Or I mean, go ahead.
It's just what I went back to saying to you earlier. If you watched Ultimate Girls Trip and this is your first time seeing Luann, you're gonna think she's a perfect angel. But she is just as problematic as Ramona in so many different ways. So it's just like she's putting on, I think, for viewers for the first time, because it's just like Ramona could literally have the same conversation with you.
The thing about it is, you guys are not getting the Countess, the highbrow. She was so
the drunk Luann.
Oh, so my boyfriend said he's had her on a plane before, and she was such a bitch when she was the Countess, not now.
The Countess?
Yeah, she was the Countess. Yes.
Horrible. And when she said she had never done anything I give Luann this. I don't feel like she's done anything recently to Ramona to warrant that, but their history, especially in the early seasons of their show, is so bad. And but Luann was such a nasty bitch. So
yeah, when she said that comment, my eyes went like this, like I wonder, because she was like, I never done anything to you, have I? And I'm like, when people say that, when they gotta ask, they know the answer. They know the answer. Exactly. They just don't want to.
Literally, one of the reasons Luann stopped drinking is because of how she would act around the other girls. I mean, she said, I can't handle it around y'all. She said it. And she loses who she is.
Well, I need her to lose it a little bit more.
Well, I will say she seems very fun in this one. I don't think she's an angel, because I don't think any housewife is an angel. They're all done. If you're a housewife, you've done something. And it's just like, I don't believe anybody's innocent. Everybody.
I do say that I think she has put her money out where her mouth is when it comes to somewhat changing. I have seen a change in her at least.
Yeah. Okay.
She's as nasty as the rest of them.
You said what?
She's just as nasty as the rest of them, honey.
They all got some skeletons and issues, and they got mouths. It is what it is. So then later on that night, they basically they're having a dinner at John, which is Ramona's crush guy. We met him on the first episode at the restaurant. I think that was his restaurant too, right? And so they we're all white, I believe. Yeah, we're all white.
And diamonds.
Well, Ramona has her diamonds, and Cynthia has her diamonds. And that's when I said, when Ramona walks up to John, she's like, "Oh, he's like, you're so cute." She's like, "You like my diamonds?" She's like, "Yeah, you want some too?" And then Kenya's like, "Nobody wants those diamonds."
And I don't know if anybody else noticed, but when Ramona was trying to get everybody else to wear them, her diamonds over here were kind of hanging off a little bit already.
I didn't even really look at hers. I mean, I wasn't a fan of that face jewelry of what they had going on, but at least it was put on properly. So the glam girl must have forgiven Ramona, because it had her looking somewhat okay, in my opinion. I don't know. So then we can just fast forward back to the table. The table situation is all fine. Cynthia's kind of by herself over here, and I noticed from this point on, they're really highlighting that she's like by herself. And I don't like that, but like I said, me personally, it seems like she kind of did it to herself. I get it, whatever. She kind of did it to herself. Sorry. And Kenya's over here, ha 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 ha, whatever. And so they start asking questions about to John, and they ask, well, Kenya asks John, what's the right woman for him? Like, what's his type? And so he gives his type, and so she basically says, well, Luann is this type of person. Like, what do you think about her? And I'm like, oh shit.
Listen,
I'm like,
So
oh
good.
shit.
So good.
I promise you, for literally maybe half a second, I felt so bad for Ramona until I remembered who I was feeling bad for, and then I said, okay.
So
I didn't feel bad for her at all, baby. That was 13
I
years.
did. It
of
was
watching this
painful.
woman.
It was
I
something
loved
else.
it.
She looked
Finally,
so
somebody
crushed.
stuck it to Ramona. Finally.
I think somebody said, I think Melissa was like, Teresa, she was like, when you keep poking the bear,
Yeah.
And so I was like, I get it, and this is why you leave people alone, because you don't know how they're gonna respond in any kind of way, whether it's verbal or you just leave people alone. You won't have to worry about nobody going at you constant. Because sometimes folks don't forget or forgive, and I'm one of them kind of people. So it's gonna keep happening until I'm just tired. So I get it. I get it. You a Scorpio too, Chase. Don't try it.
She was Ramona.
True.
Ramona is no match for Kenya.
She's not.
And she found out that was the night she really found out. Oh,
Yeah.
baby, I love that.
That's the night she said. That's the night she
She
said.
deserves it all.
That's the night it clicked for Ramona.
I don't know Ramona from back then. But even from this trip, I can just say, like, girl, leave folks alone. I mean, whether you try to or not.
And I have to be honest, Cortez, and Chase can attest to this. This was a mild Ramona on this trip.
No, I believe it.
I mean,
this is like a 4 out of 10 on the wild scale.
Well, it seems like she was trying. It seemed like she was like trying to avoid Kenya the whole trip, and I think Kenya may have like calmed her down. If Kenya had not been there, she probably would have been where she used to be. But there was somebody there that was she realized that Kenya was gonna always come. Like she kept saying, "Why is she always coming at me?" She realized anything she did didn't matter, so she's kind of just kept it very.
It reminded me of her behavior when Bethany used to be on the cast, because like Bethany was one of the only ones who can give her what she needed, and like so if you watch the last 2 seasons that Bethany's going, she has been running wild, and so anytime there's somebody in a group that can get her together, like maybe Heather did it for a little while when Heather was on the show, like there has to be a very strong presence that can dominate Ramona, because if you don't, she would have tore that whole show upside down, and those girls wouldn't have been able to do anything. Teresa probably would have tried, but they would have fought. Teresa would have had to fight her,
and
because she wasn't gonna stop.
Whenever Kenya would yell at Ramona, it just reminded me every time of a parent just smacking the back of the child's hand when they're acting up, reaching for something they shouldn't, or just in the store, like, I told you don't be acting up in the store. Like,
get your ass back there. Remember that? That video when the lady.
You talking about in this particular scene?
No, just in general. Every time Ramona acted up, Kenya was there, like, girl. Every single time, Kenya was ready for her.
So who got her together? Who got Ramona together better, Kenya or Ebony?
Ebony never got Ramona together.
Yeah.
Ebony definitely.
Said he felt Ebony did. So I said, let me just ask this question to see.
No, Ebony, no.
Oh,
she didn't do it.
She didn't do it either. She
didn't do it.
She had so many opportunities.
So many. She didn't do it.
Okay.
And it's funny because you would hear Ebony calling out a lot of the other women.
Well, here's the thing, though. I'll be honest with you. Ramona don't give a fuck about Black Lives Matter. She doesn't give a fuck about that. You can't get her together about that. What she give a fuck about is his dick over here. What is his name? John? She gives a fuck about this man. And so that's how you get somebody. You get him where it hurts. So we know that she has been trying to get with John since season 7 when they went to Turks and Caicos and Housewives of New York. She made it a point to go there the first night they were back in Turks and Caicos. They are at his restaurant now. So she obviously likes him. Yeah. So how do you deal with a bitch that you don't like? You fuck with something they do like. And that's what Kenya did. Kudos to you. Every dog has his day. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
And if you see from the whole, episodes of the trip, that's the one thing that really got the Ramona. Nothing else phased her.
She couldn't find the bathroom. Well, for one, she was trying to act like she couldn't find the bathroom. Ramona said, "Follow the path."
No, she was like, "Luann, where is it?" She wanted Luann to come with her.
Yeah, and Luann was like,
because she was trying to talk. She wanted to talk to Luann and try to get her to stop Kenya. That was what she really wanted. I feel like because we saw them on the side, but it was too late. Kenya had already found her little person to go ahead and put them claws in and carry out her plan. Just saying.
And baby, once that strange up on us, I said, "Oh, it's done so. It's done, daughter, honey. Stick a fork in her. She's done."
Now, do you think
if Luann come with John next season?
Yeah. Like Ty Savage says, one thing about Kenya, she gonna find out her enemy's weakness. That's very true. Mm-hmm. That's very true. Sometimes she go a little too far though, but that's different show. That we got to be coming Atlanta later. But
Ramona deserved. When I tell you,
in
when
this
it
situation,
happened,
I can't be mad.
I screamed in our group chat, y'all. I know I got on everybody's nerves, but I was like, Kenya! Ramona!
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for you to watch so I could talk to you, but I had to text you on the side.
I could not believe what I was
everybody
watching.
else hadn't seen.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. What Miss Jones said, it wasn't. I felt the pain. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I felt bad for half a second.
I thought she was gonna go off. I thought she was gonna flip out.
She liked that man. She won't do that in front of him.
I feel like I would have, but I guess I'm not, remote.
But that's how she knows her behavior is horrible. Because why not do what you've always done? What does that say? Y'all know I can't read that. I can't see.
She made Ramona throw in the towel. Ramona mentally couldn't handle it.
Oh, sorry.
Ramona tapped that. I know that's right, bitch.
Yeah,
you got a deal.
Ramona said,
did y'all see? Now, do you think that y'all are okay with nobody stepping in and stopping? Nobody at the table.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it.
If there was somebody else,
it wasn't nobody else's business.
No. Let's say this is happening. Let's say this was happening to Do you think anybody would have stepped in if it was happening to anybody but Ramona? Is my question.
I think if it happens to someone who does not deserve it, step in. But if you deserve it, tough titty.
Like if it happened to Cynthia, I think they would have let it happen too.
You think
they would have definitely let it happen? Oh my God, they hated Cynthia by that point.
That's very true.
But the other girls, I think they probably would have said something like, but they would have did it playfully. Can you stop?
But they still rounded around Ramona.
I feel like I didn't mind Kenya doing it, but if you go back to the comments of basically Ramona thinking Luann is a floozy and a hoe and sleep on the first night, I feel like she kind of just played into that and just kind of, not that if she cares or not doesn't care, but she kind of played into the comments that was made the day before.
But I thought that was on purpose. I thought she was doing it. You want to call me that? Let me show you just what a floozy I am. That's how I took it.
I don't think
that's why I felt
she thought more of Kenya, like, let's get back at her. Like, because she pissed me off yesterday with it. Maybe it was part of that. I guess it could have been all of
I didn't think about that at all, so.
It wasn't no different to me than her sitting there going after the married houseboy. She's been flirting with him like crazy and throwing herself on him.
She kissed him, right?
So keep going back and forth. Ty Savage, who you talking about? Kenya and Ramona? Or you talking about?
What did Savage say?
I was mad. I wanted them to keep going back and forth.
Prop.
Yeah, I don't know. They need to be saved. Ramona didn't need to be saved.
So did.
Well, Kyle and Cynthia said it was wrong, and Cynthia said it was me. She don't like me. That's what she said, and I'm like, Cynthia, you are constantly failing this friend card. Like,
just a flip.
It don't even matter at this point. But yeah.
It was just at the beginning of that episode, Cynthia said, I have to realign my energy, child, this, that, and the third. But she literally got up with the same energy, like nothing changed. It was still a dark cloud over her the whole time. Like when she walked in, it was like it was raining each time.
And you know what else? You see, because I've been in this predicament before where the dynamics change, right? She is used to everybody loving Cynthia and Cynthia being the level-headed one, the friend whisperer. And when the roles got reversed, I think both of them reveled.
She made a comment like that. We moving around, but she said, I didn't feel. Well, she made a comment too. She said that I didn't feel accepted in my group, and Cynthia also said that on our show, she she doesn't really have friends. She said that in this thing, like insinuated basically like I'm her friend. So it seems like they both that just creates a whole different thing. I mean, you gotta think about it. Kenya, she's kind of gone back and forth with friends. Cynthia's been her most consistent friend for the entire duration of her run on the show, for the most part. I mean,
I just know when it goes back to Atlanta, it's gonna be fuck Kenya for me. But on this trip, I am liking. On this trip, I have enjoyed her somewhat on this trip.
I can't say I enjoyed it. I think she's been a little fake. I'm sorry. I think she's been.
I think that she's finally.
But I think everybody has been
for these girls, and it's just like she's being herself, but it's just like I don't know, for her to even say like I'm not accepted on my cast, but you get a bunch of white women, you feel accepted. That's a little deep to me.
So who else do you feel about that that has been fake? Because I feel that they've all displayed fakeness to a certain extent.
Kyle is the fakest one of them all.
Well, we know Kyle been fake.
I feel like the one who was the most genuine was Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
I love that she finally got to edit for once. She never gets to
feel like
edit.
never mind. I mean, I feel like Cynthia was genuine. She was sensitive. We've been heard about sensitive for seasons now.
But is she like that?
And Nene warned us. Nene warned us.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Alex. This is how I feel. When she made that comment, I'm like, you gonna say that, and now it's because I mean, that's just weird. And if you're not accepted by your cast, you know exactly why Kenya. So like y'all talking about Ramona, Kenya has a rap. Okay, so let's not.
She definitely does.
I don't give a damn who I'm gonna make mad with this. The reason why I don't hate Kenya as much as other people do is because these girls do things too, and don't nobody say nothing about it.
Well, I get what you're saying.
I can't get with that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not down with that.
Okay.
A girl stole her co-star husband and got a spinoff.
Huh?
All the girl did was Bad Eyes at Apollo, and y'all called her a hoe for 45 minutes straight in our group chat.
Apollo. Kenya slept with Apollo.
30 years later, and that did not happen.
They slept. They hunched.
They did not sleep together.
They did.
They did not.
They
not
did.
Hunch. Okay, so let's move into the finale.
Ain't nobody hunching Apollo.
Let's stick to this show, okay? Because Atlanta ain't back yet. So on the finale, the last day, Cynthia is doing her what's it called? Her Bailey Bowl or whatever.
I get so tired of these events being named at the Bailey.
Ooh, I'm so glad she gone, honey. Oh.
Hold on, why when I was watching, my boyfriend was like, was this being filmed around the time when she was like, now she was fired? I said, I think so. He was like, maybe that's the reason she's acting like that. I'm like, interesting. It's always interesting to see folks that don't watch the show like that come in and be
give you a fresh perspective.
Yeah, give you a fresh perspective. And so he don't watch Housewives. He watch it if I watch it in and out, but like he don't know a lot. So yeah. Final day, the Bailey Bowl. She wants to redo because she was mad that her first game didn't work out. I guess she must have begged production, please, I want to do another game. And so this time they do it on the beach. And when they sit down to eat, Kenya's like, Cynthia, where's the menu? I want a burger. I want a vegan burger. Kind of whatever. I guess there is advice. I'm like, oh, okay, here she go. Kenya's become quite bossy with food over the last.
I will say that irritated me a little bit from Kenya.
But she knew what she was doing though.
Yeah, because it was on purpose. That's why.
Yeah,
it bothered me some.
Yeah. So then they play these games. The first game is like a game where they have to lick the ice or ring, whatever it is, the little ball to get the ring out.
The Bailey ball.
Huh?
The Bailey ball.
The Bailey ball. And
I was sick of that shit.
They say Teresa's cheating. Then Kyle, who gets it? Was it Kyle too?
It was Teresa one.
It was Teresa and somebody else.
Teresa, Kyle, and Luann.
And Melissa too, I think. No, I can't remember. They do that. Then they do the twerk off. The twerk off was very.
Oh my god!
I mean, as Black women, my god. First of all, we know Cynthia can't twerk, but we also know Kenya got that blow up booty. And so,
oh my god!
To be honest, I am going to say everybody was trash, but yeah, nonetheless, especially Cynthia.
Everybody got a blow up booty. Damn.
No, but Kenya's is
not everyone.
Kenya's is first of all, Cynthia's booty is real. Let's be clear. Cynthia gained weight and her booty got bigger.
Her booty is huge.
Yeah.
Have y'all been around it in person?
Who?
Cynthia
I believe Cynthia is real.
I know Cynthia is real.
It looked hard though.
It was moving. It was.
I just didn't understand where I thought Ramona was going to have a seizure.
Well, they all like they was having a seizure. But yeah, I agree, Alex. This was the best event of the whole show. They all did this, and then the pajama night. This was the best, like most fun they've had together. So
I like Kenya.
Now the tug of war was interesting. First of all, I was cracking up at Luann being dragged, but when it became 1-on-1, baby Kenya drugged Melissa.
What was that? That was
she literally just sat on her knees and drugged her little frail white ass over the thing.
Kenya is competitive.
She is. I like it though. That's the only side of Kenya I like of her whole character.
Because you're like that.
I am competitive, so when I'm in it, I'm in it. Everything else, they can keep the rest.
Could be the prize could be a paperclip, and Cortez is going to do everything he can to win that paperclip.
Baby, I don't know.
Well, the people, I got the teas that slid across my desk. That the people say Cortez be cheating.
Ooh, excuse me. Well, I don't
you say win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's what
that sounds like the streets Mama Joyce was listening to. Chad, I don't know who the people are.
He said he wanted to blow you. He wanted to blow you.
He wanted to blow you the fuck up. Oh, Ty Savage, the girls.
Damn, that show was good, y'all. Man, that show has had a fall from grace.
Ty Savage, listen. Chase loves Kenya. Me and Danny have never been fans of Kenya. Now, I've appreciated her on this show. So that shows that I'm not biased. Because if I was biased, I would have said it's always fuck Kenya. But in this show, I enjoyed her more. Just
listen.
On Atlanta.
No, that is not true. I am able to call out Kenya. I do not love Kenya. Like, I just want to say this. I am not a Kenya stan, but I don't see anything worse than what she be doing. How can you like Candace and don't like Kenya?
You said what?
That's for you. That's for you, baby. That ain't.
But don't like Kenya. I'm just saying.
Well, one, I actually personally know Candace, so I know that she's a good person, actually. And number two, they're so different to me. So different. I'm sorry.
Well, you did, and this is for another conversation later, but you did say, that Kenya goes too far sometimes, but you always, I've heard you say that Candace don't go too far.
No, I have. I've said that she don't stop. And it's the same thing that Kenya does too. She don't stop. It's a different way of not stopping. I'm sorry. You can roll the tape back and go and see.
Roll the tape back.
I don't agree. I think that Kenya does it with a lot more sophistication.
When I interviewed Candace, I asked her about them being similar. I didn't think that. I asked that because that's what the fans thought. I don't think that they're similar, in my opinion. They both have mouths. They both can read or whatever, but I think they have different approaches to what they do. Kenya did what she did at the dinner, and Candace is just she's not going to do nothing like that. She's going to keep going and going and going and going and talking. It's just different. One with mouth. One does whatever the articulation, whatever she got to do. I don't know, but I don't consider it to be the same, though.
Tomato, both. Boom.
Sorry.
Potato, bitch.
When y'all meet Kenya and y'all can attest to her character, then otherwise, I'm sorry.
I've actually met her. She's a nasty, horrible human being.
So why can't you stand somebody that's nasty and horrible?
Because I don't stand her. But what I'm saying is, I've sat there and watched Phaedra sit up and lie about bitches for 3 seasons and don't get caught. I've sat there and watched.
So hold on. So the base. So that, but by your, I guess,
but by your behavior is all horrible. So
but I guess, but by what you're saying,
one for the other.
But what you're saying is, and everybody should be excused because they all do the same thing. Right, you should like everybody. You should like everyone.
The thing is, everyone.
I don't like none of them.
Everyone is going to have. That's a good thing, TKC too. But everybody's going to have who they like. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Nene. She pisses me off to death.
She's horrible.
And yes, and thank you, not to TKC. Candace reacts.
What he was saying
and reacts. That's another good point. Thank you. You don't have to agree. It's true.
Who is Kenya started it with?
That's a different show.
Y'all know everything.
That's a different show. That's a different show. We'll be for that show. Right. I mean, now I will say, like Ty Savage says, now Kenya she don't be crying and whatever y'all say, that's fine. But that doesn't excuse the behavior just because she don't cry. Sorry, it does.
I've seen a lot of those ladies on those shows do a lot more damaging things than Kenya Moore has done to those girls on that show. Ruining reputations is super damaging, and you don't get a pass.
Let's move on, Kenya. I got to pee.
Oh, of course we're going to move on because anytime somebody try to advocate and tell the truth about
every show, Chase, every show has
no, it ain't every show. That's just the motherfucking truth.
No, every show. Sorry, right.
Bring it on down.
I want you to have this phone and make me.
How Candy said, "Bring it on down."
So then,
they said she was scared to fight down to the track to this high school.
Can I finish, Chase? Because we're on a different show right now, okay? We ain't on Atlanta. So
on the alcohol.
Actually wins the Bailey Bowl, and she gives her prize to Teresa. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, I like that.
You said you did like that? Did y'all have any?
I did. I like Teresa's reaction to it. It was kind of sweet. Yeah. Teresa's reaction.
I liked it too.
Yeah. Okay. So then after that, there's a talk with Teresa, Kyle, and Ramona, where Ramona is kind of explaining that, why she is the way she is. She says that basically when she was younger, she kind of tuned things out. She was the oldest of her oldest within her siblings. And so she expresses that. Teresa's happy that people stood up for her. She seems like, because she said it never happens on Jersey. So it's interesting seeing like how these women have brought their show, I guess, to this
Trauma.
show. Like she's never felt like somebody had her back. I don't know if that's necessarily true in my opinion. I've seen Jersey. I've seen some people stick up for it, but hey, that's her feelings. That's just. I mean,
she better not feel it was genuine on her show because of everything they've always done to her.
But how could you feel it's so genuine within 7 days of meet somebody?
Because that's the only thing they've shown you.
No,
I can. You know how Nene says that she's the target of Atlanta. I don't know if that's always true. I think sometimes it may be true, but I could definitely say that Teresa is the target.
Well, she's an OG.
Those girls come in and come for her. They do.
Yeah, I agree, Chase.
She's an OG. If you're an OG and you're not producing, then you're gonna be attacked. Like Kyle produces from her show, and so that's why she is not attacked like that. But if she just didn't do what she did and sat back, they would get her. They would find a way.
I wish they would too.
But she don't allow. She's smart. Some girls can learn from her. Just saying, and they won't be attacked. And then Cynthia is in a confessional. She's hurt by Kenya. She's crying. This is my kind of felt a little sad because I'm like, this is really bad. If you've had an issue with a friend, you don't want to see it end. You kind of want to try to reconcile. And sometimes it's always, one side doesn't want to speak or vice versa, but it's always a good moment when y'all do. So in this moment, she wants to go talk to Kenya. And Kenya is like kind of like slightly gaslighting her a little bit. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on? Like, as if she don't know that her friend kind of been off. That's what I got from it. But she doesn't want to talk. And Cynthia walks out, storms out with her big old booty. That's real, Chase.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I agree with Kenya and not wanting to talk to Cynthia about it yet again. What? But I would have responded differently. Jamie and I were talking about this in the group chat. I would have responded a lot. I agree with him. Kenny could have responded differently. She was very dismissive and, like you say, gaslighting and stuff. But I definitely would not have wanted to have the conversation either. Not again.
Why not?
At the end of the trip already, and I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. We didn't get nowhere with the first one. And you feel how you feel. I just hate doing that. I just recently went through something similar with a friend. And I just don't. I just wouldn't have had the energy that if I'm just trying to have a good time to find a night and not want to deal with it, I would have said, how Jamie said in the group chat, girl, we do need to talk, but not right now. We'll talk when we get home.
Yes, that's not the same thing Kenya said. Kenya was just like, no, I'm not doing this. It was just completely.
Danny, am I the friend that you just went through that with?
Have y'all ever hung out?
No, I was just saying that because we just had our thing about Kenya.
Oh,
Lord, the people!
Look at you that made Daddy leave. Oh my gosh! No, I'm just playing. Daddy was got some low budget Wi-Fi today.
I was gonna say though.
Go ahead.
Reminds me. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say it reminds me of. Remember we were watching The Sweet Life, and I forgot her name. I think her name was Ty. Was like, "You're my friend. I don't want to do this on camera with you.
Oh,
That
you
was what I was
what show
kind
was
of
that?
thinking.
Yeah, Sweet Life, Sweet Life.
Sweet Life, remember? And so I was thinking, even though Kenya is just so nasty and the way that she speaks to people is just so like, the way Kenya speaks to people is so gross. I can't, you
But you
can't
know
excuse
what?
that.
Do you think that Kenya really did not want to do it on camera? I mean,
I think so.
she brought her whole mama on the camera and went to her door. You really
She don't know
think
her
that
mama.
that person would not want to film a reconciled moment with her friend?
She
Come
don't
on
know
now.
her mama. I think
But
that for her, Cynthia is probably the closest thing that she's ever had to a real friend on this show. So I think that for her, maybe she was thinking, let me try to preserve this friendship and not air your ass out on camera because you've been getting on my nerves the whole trip. I don't know.
and Cortez, the whole bringing the people to her mama door, that was to garner sympathy. She knew her mama wasn't gonna open that door. Her daddy said they did it. They've been there many times at her door. That was to get sympathy for
But
the
what I'm
people.
saying is, if she would try to put her mama out there like that for sympathy, what's the conversation with the friend, alleged friend? I'm sorry.
But if she's drained by that friend and how they were acting on the trip, and she didn't, then hey.
I think I
I read
honestly
this.
I didn't really care for it. I thought that she owed Cynthia a little more grace and understanding because Cynthia's gave her so much personally over the years. I really do. I feel like they
Oh
both have
yeah,
had, huh?
that's what I agree.
I think she could have like let's or like you said, then like you said, let's just wait till late or something like that. But it was given like
She could have
girl,
gave a different response. So it was very much shoo shoo.
because
It sounds.
it seemed like she was a little receptive initially. She was like, okay, like go ahead.
Hold on,
And
wait. What's
but
this
it
low
took
budget
Cynthia.
Wi-Fi stuff? I had a call come through that knocked me out.
Sorry, all I saw is low budget. But
All right, now when I come for you,
that's fine. Come on, baby. Come on.
I love a good fight.
Oh my God, you get on. So listen, what was I going to say?
Excuse me, you elitist.
What I was going to say was it also took Cynthia forever to get it out. But and that's one thing she always is. It's like she don't know how to just talk. She gets so scared and fumble. It gets to be a lot. And yeah, right. But
remember that?
go ahead.
I understand. Remember?
I do remember that. Nene with her little side wig, that little thing.
Oh, those 27 pieces that season were
Them
horrible.
wigs was everything in the ugliest way.
Oh, okay, please clarify.
No, in the ugliest way. They were good for the shade that was being thrown because as she throwing shade, she was the shade.
But I honestly think that I get what you're saying. If she would do that to her mom, she doesn't have a relationship with her mom. She talks to Cynthia a lot. Cynthia a lot. So I think that may have been what it was. And on the Watch What Happens live show, they did state that they have had multiple conversations on the show, off camera, over the phone about what went wrong in their relationship and friendship as in relation to the show. And Kenya stated, and she felt like she was moving in a good place. And Cynthia was kind of like, I'm good where it's at. Basically, the show is over. I don't need it. I'm good. So.
I do want to respond to what Ty put on the screen, though. She wanted Kenya to hold her hand the whole time. She was having disagreements about a game. What about when Kenya was going at it with Portia, Marlo, etc.? Cynthia was still buddy, with them. There's a huge difference, though. Cynthia had relationships with them people.
Yeah, that's Cash.
Kenya didn't know any of these people barely. So I mean, you can't really make that.
Cynthia had her biggest backbone when she was friends with Kenya, because remember, if you go back to when they were in San Francisco and they brought Flat Mark and she got mad and walked out. So I will say personally, like Cynthia has had this is a little different in my opinion, but she has had her back.
But that Flat Mark thing, though, you got to think about it. Remember the season before that, they were saying that Cynthia was a flip flopper because she was saying that her and Kenya were friends, but they weren't good friends. Like her and Nene when Nene came back to Jamaica.
But
so I also feel like she was.
But that was
true. But I feel like she was also trying to prove to Kenya.
They had only been friends for one season. It was season 8.
Cynthia has had. I want to say Ty. Cynthia has had Kenya's back. Like in the press, her and Portia fell out because she said that she didn't agree with Portia grabbing that girl at the reunion that year. And they had a big fight about that because Cynthia publicly was the only housewife that supported Kenya at that time. So she has been a friend of hers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's move into the last part of the show, which is Ramona and Kenya. So they're at the final dinner. And,
what I was waiting on.
Ramona and Kenya have a conversation. Well, Ramona wants to apologize. She's stumbling and stumbling. And she was just like, I'm nervous around you, nervous talking to you. And Kenya's like, well, you weren't nervous when you called me a bitch. And I'm like, okay. But I was surprised that Kenya was as receptive as she was. I don't know. Production said, Kenya, be nice. I don't know what they did, but I was very surprised that she was, because I thought Kenya would have been like, girl, fuck her. So what were y'all thoughts on this conversation? And this is where I think she made the comment about, I never felt accepted in my group. And I was like, so Danny, go ahead.
Well, I was doing just fine with Ramona's, even back before when she was talking to the girls about it. I was doing fine with Ramona, talking about her dad and stuff and everything. But then when she said, something about Kenya reminds her of her father, and that's what triggered her, maybe that's what triggers her, that really bothered me, because you just had to say your husband is used to punch, do all this stuff to your mama, and now you're sitting there using that as an analogy, and that really rubbed me the wrong way. I don't think that anything of what Ramona said to Kenya was sincere. I think it was very, I'm just trying
Ramona?
to,
okay.
Both. I don't think either one was sincere to each other. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I think it was very, let's do this moment because I think it needs to happen. I'm just gonna not say too much and not, Kenya's very, I'm not gonna escalate the situation and say what I really want to say so we can just get out of here. I just don't think none of it was genuine.
Kenya's whole career, somebody just said that she was doing it for white approval. When you look at Kenya's whole career is based on white approval. White approval to win Miss, the pageant she won. I don't want to get it wrong. The pageant that she won in '93, to get those roles that she got in Hollywood, white approval. To get on this show, white approval. So if there's anything that she knows how to do, it's to get that white approval. And so I think that when you're working, and I don't know if she has many friends like that. Maybe she doesn't know how to connect with the sisters and the brothers like that. Maybe she know how to connect with the people that she needs approval from to get those checks.
You don't
get
think
what I'm saying?
But when you say the Hollywood roles, most of her Hollywood roles were on black films and black TV shows.
And black
but
shows.
who owns those networks? Who has a say in casting? Who has that say? Even though there are black shows, white people are behind them. So
nobody
it might be a black person
Martin.
who created it. Huh?
Was it Martin? What show was that? What show was she on?
She was on all of them. You can name them. She was on them.
I can't think of that show.
She was on Martin, Living Single, In the House. She was like every show.
She was on Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx. She was the girlfriend for a while. You know what I'm saying? And although those are black shows, they're still on white networks. Make no mistaken debate about it. She had to go in those casting rooms and prove it to whoever was running those casting rooms. And a lot of times those are white people. So I think that that's just how she's programmed and she's wired. And to us, it's like, she's a piece of trash for that. But I just think
what I think? This is a good comment too. Not this one right here. I'm from Simon. No, not saying this was not. I'm referring to the next comment. This is a good comment too. Stop it. The next comment was Cynthia had it in her mind Kenya wasn't gonna be liked, and when she seen she didn't like it. I think this is kind of true based off the comment.
I agree with this.
When she made the comment about people on her show usually don't, or on a cast don't like Kenya. It's like I don't know. But it's interesting because yes, Cynthia has had Kenya's back, but she does find herself in the middle sometimes, and so. I don't know. I guess it does seem like she can.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, the roles have been reversed.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. If you look at most of Cynthia's time on the show, it's always been based on being, even though she was the main cast member, her time on the show has always been based on whose friend was she.
Yeah.
It's always been she was either mainly Nene's friend or mainly Kenya's friend.
Yeah.
Her time on the show was always defined by that. Yeah. It was never just Cynthia having her own identity by herself. It was always attached to something.
Peter doing stuff. Doggy.
Child. You know how dogs. You want
Come on, Navy.
Y'all want him?
No, I'm so scared of dogs.
In the mail.
How old is your dog now?
8. He'll be 9 this year, child. Well, next
year. It's like 60 years and like dog years, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh.
But I have a question. Why? So, do you think it was messed up that she talked to Ramona and not Cynthia, leaving out on the trip? with that being her friend, or y'all still feel the same way that no, you wouldn't have the conversation.
That's why I feel the way I feel. She's never gonna see them again. They're not her friends. She'll never have to talk to them again. But I don't know if this is what she was thinking, but my line of thinking would be, girl, I want to air you out on this camera.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about it when we get back to the A. And for right now, just go on, child. That's where I would be with it. So.
And I also think Cynthia, I already grabbed her once and asked Kenya, can we talk to the side? This was Ramona's first time asking her, can we talk to the side? She gave Cynthia one, she gave Ramona one.
Oh, you know what? This is a good comment right here. Ty Savage. Now, I ain't never see you in these comments, but I'm glad you're here because you give us.
Ty Savage, you get up, baby.
Ty giving us a smoke today.
Right here, not this one right here, but child. So what y'all call Garcelle? I had said Garcelle is definitely wants white approval too, but we're gonna move past that because we're getting a little late on time.
You better.
You just need to Ty, go back and watch Arlene from last season.
Do you watch Salt Lake City? I want to see you in that chat too.
And go back and rewatch Arlene from Beverly Hills.
Yeah, go watch Arlene from Beverly Hills. We talked a lot about Garcelle and her white approvalness and whatever. But to close this out, they have.
I'm gonna go ahead and release our text messages, our private text messages, so you can see what the girls really stand with Garcelle, because none of us see it for her. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
We don't.
So the final part was Luann. She goes to change. She does her little money came by class performance with the money. And this is where Kenya said, my match said it earlier. This is what she said, the accepting part. But I thought it was a nice ending moment, like Luann and her little deep voice. It was cute.
She sounded as flat as she do in the studio.
Baby, if I was not watching the screen, I don't know who I would have thought there was. But that voice, child, you'll never. Is that you never find? I know.
Yes. Oh, don't do that on the camera, baby. Don't do
that. Anyway, yeah. So that's the end of the season, and it came so fast. I guess because they gave us 3 episodes. It's been fun. And Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2, I don't know when it's coming, but we're definitely going to cover that. They were already saying, Andy has said it's like really, really, really good. This one it had moments. It was okay. It was definitely.
Well, you have to look at the cast in the new one. That's what's going to make it.
The cast is all
a bunch of thirsty fame whores. Yeah.
Oh,
and yes. I love that they give us good TV.
Yeah. That's very true. So I think we are going to lead now. Of course, if you're watching, be sure to like this video again, hit that thumbs up video, and support the rest of the channel. Like I said, we're doing Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is on Mondays now. As far as OC in Miami, not sure, but I am open to the idea of the individuals of the league who do know OC to do it. Without me, I don't care. We'll figure that part out. There will be no call-ins tonight. Meow. Because I gotta
flight the cat
in like an hour and a half. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Salt Lake City on Mondays, and y'all have a good rest of y'all night. Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Danny. And yeah.
Lean out.
Lean out.